Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Prince Harry might be moving to New York or London or not at all. Whatever he does do, expect Meghan to stay in California. Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams told The Express, "It does seem unlikely that Meghan will be visiting Britain anytime soon. The same, in the short term anyway, applies to Archie and Lily. I see no substance to the rumour that Harry will split his time between the United States and Britain. He has serious concerns about security and still has a case pending against the Home Office regarding this, which is awaiting trial. It is obviously important that there is an arrangement, probably though not necessarily with the royal family, which gives him a secure permanent base which he can use when he does visit Britain." Dr. Ed Owens, author of After Elizabeth, Can the Monarchy Save Itself?, told the Daily Express US that plans to slim down the monarchy could cause them new concerns. Owens said, "The royal family was much grander, bigger, and part of the survival strategy of the monarchy from the earliest in all these aspects of life, which I argue in the book was a misstep, because what it did was leave the family open to accusations of royal over-expenditure. The British monarchy is the most expensive monarchy in Europe, at a time when the British public is extremely concerned about costs because of inflation and cost of living prices. It would serve the monarchy well to focus on a core group of royals who would not have to pay for both the expected upkeep and expensive activity of this wider family. The current monarchy already finds itself slimmed down, partly because of happenstance, what's happened with Harry, Meghan, and Prince Andrew, and it's clearly unable to fulfill the range of a role that defines the reign of Elizabeth II. It's less that they're overworked, it's that they're spread too thin in terms of the range of activities that they're trying to convene, and this is a concern. I argue in the book that the monarchy needs to rethink its role as part of the modern nation, that it needs to do less, and it needs to do less in a better way. It needs to focus its attention on certain key areas, rather than trying to spread itself so thinly that it's not clear exactly what this monarchy stands for anymore. I would prefer to see a front line of the major royals combined of the King and Queen and Prince and Princess of Wales. There isn't a great love for other members of the family. Opinion poll after opinion poll reveals that they, the former Wessexes, now the Edinburghs, are not very well known. They are not very well liked. Princess Anne still has a lot of public support and interest, but she's really the exception to the rule. Owen's theory may be correct, as we shared with you yesterday the report that the King called emergency meetings to discuss Princess Beatrice and Eugenie being tapped to perform some royal duties. Some royal experts predict that Lady Louise could also be called up into the circle of more visible royals. Royal expert Kate Manzi told the Royal Beat, "I think Lady Louise would, from people I speak to in the palace. Lady Louise, I think, is quite willing to do that. I remember going to some Guildhall event and she was there with her father and very competently circulating, talking to dignitaries and foreign royals. I think there might be a role in the way that Princess Beatrice and Eugenie play a role." WomenandHome.com reminds us Louise is at university and has retained her title of Lady Louise Mountbatten Windsor. Lady Louise was entitled to the use of a princess title. However, her parents announced in a statement following their marriage that their future children would be styled as the children of an earl, as Prince Edward and then the Earl of Wessex, a title which has now been passed down to son James. The Daily Mail shared a fun anecdote about the King's style of step-grandparenting. Sarah Bynes told of an email she received before her daughter's birthday. Sarah said, "The email read, 'The King would like to know what Lola wants for her birthday.' It felt medieval, like something out of a Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale. I thought, I'm never going to get used to this." She added, "It was definitely surreal that Camilla is now queen. It makes things different. It's going to be something hard for us to manage. It probably helps our kids are the age that they are where they just don't care. That's refreshing, and that irreverence helps you keep things in perspective. She's a really good granny, very hands-on, and she's never been anything but nice to me. If Tom and I are arguing, it's between us. The long-term relationship between her and her grandchildren is what's important, and that's never changed." Palace Intrigue will be right back. Groundskeepers at Sandringham have their hands full after some unsuccessful landscaping. The Express reports staff have dug up all 14 large yew trees in the King's new climate-friendly topiary garden only weeks after they were planted. There are big holes in the ground where the yew trees once stood in the decorative garden, which is laid out with symmetrical beds and a maze of white gravel paths. One visitor said, "I came here earlier in the summer and some of the trees looked brown as if they were dying. Now they have disappeared completely. The soil doesn't look very fertile, and maybe the trees have been a victim of root rot, which is prevalent among yew trees in Britain." The Express reminds us the King ordered the once immaculate lawns of the west side of Sandringham House to be dug up to create the climate-friendly topiary garden. It took 5 months to construct, with topsoil and turf removed, ameliorated and reused in the beds of the new garden. Both the Sandringham estate and Buckingham declined to comment. A royal source said, "It's a work in progress." And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please head on over to YouTube or youtube.com and hit that subscribe button for us. You don't have to listen to the show again, but it would really help us out. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.